in a hat trick. Talk to me.
So there's something in the background. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is why I call him my son because I love him. You know, I have as much love for him as I do for Mainu, as I do for my own children that I will have one day, not anytime soon. I'm just practicing right now. But listen. Without this kid, we would.
I've got to interrupt you. KJ. Dizzy, do you remember that conversation we all had right before we left Germany when I dropped the van back off and what Jay and KJ had? I don't know why they just popped back into my head.
Anyway.
I'm just practicing right now. Stop it, KJ. Don't ever say that again, bro. That was ridiculous. Oh my god.
I love this boy. I love this kid. And without him, we would be finished. We would be screwed. And I don't like saying things like we're one player FC, we're this FC. But we right now are AMAD FC. Because look at all the winning goals that he's got us. Look at all the equalizers he's got us. Look at all the assists that he's got us to help us take leads and extend leads. Without him, where would we be? You know, where would we be? And I'm here sitting here. Obviously, I want to fume because there's a lot to talk about. But Terry asked me a question, right? He asked me, Amad Diallo. And all I can say is he's worth whatever his contract is worth. He's worth it. And we need to build around him. We need to build around him. He needs to be one of the players we look at and be like, right, how do we get the best out of him? Because what we're going to talk about in a bit is called mentality, right? Terry's always spoke about it, but we'll probably have our own takes on it as well. This kid, Neji says it all the time. I say it. Terry said it. DZ said it. This guy's mentality, this kid's mentality is up there. He's the best one, and even above the likes of Bruno, the likes of like Onana, likes of loads of different people. He's got the best mentality in this club. And if we had 11 players with his mentality, we would not be sitting in 12th or 14th or wherever we are. We would not be languishing in a relegation battle. He's a player you look to, and that's captain material. Now, I wouldn't personally give him the armband, but what I'm saying, he leads by example. He leads by example. And if you're a young player coming through, when you've got the likes of Collier coming through and all the others around, he may be around the same age, but the mentality that he has to take the game on his back and say, I'm not giving up to the end. Because I didn't think he was great today. I don't think he had the best game. But when we needed it the most, he said, nah, it's going to be me. I am the one who will get us out of this. And we've been missing out on an individual brilliance for a good few seasons now. And I'm so glad it's back. We used to get corned for having it. But I'm so glad Ahmad's got it.
This is the thing for me. I don't know about you. I didn't like him at right wing back. I actually felt he was doing a little bit what Maz was doing. They were just sitting too deep. They weren't pushing forward. That meant there was less players for Ugarte and Mainu to pass the ball to. As soon as we said it when he came on at half time, I thought Anthony's going to go play in the wing back role and Amad gets forward. But he said he's laid down another marker tonight to Garnacho, to Anthony. I know Rashford's going to leave, to all of them, and said, if you want to play this 10-stroke winger role, this is the standard you've got. This is the standard you've got to be at, KJ, right?
Yes, and he is setting the standard for the rest of our squad and for the rest of our attackers, especially. And I'm glad he's doing that because someone needs to be stepping up. And Ruben, let's not do that again. Okay, he is the right 10. That's what he is. I know he played in there when you first had him, and I know Delo was suspended. But let's not get this kid further away from the goal. We need him close to his goal as possible. Ruben made some mistakes, I think, in the lineup decisions, and we saw that today. And we'll get onto that later. But on Ahmad, he needs to stay at right attacking midfielder. He needs to stay at the Ram, and he needs just to be playing as much as possible. Because without him, we'll be finished.
I agree. Dizzy, another player tonight who really impressed. We've been calling for mentality. We've been calling for people to step up. But Zirkzee came on tonight and he made himself be counted.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I don't even want to make this about Rasmus so much, but I've seen enough of both of them to say that Zirkzee deserves a run in the squad starting, and let's see what he can do. I know for me it's crazy though, because sometimes it feels like it's whoever doesn't play, that's who I want to see play. Because I get
Yeah.
whoever's playing. But but the last game, this game, Xerxes really since he got booed, since he got booed and then the fans chanted his name, I feel like I've seen a different guy since then. He's kind of really turned it on, and he came on and he was holding the ball up well. He was getting involved. I want to say our second goal, I feel like AMAD made it. Oh no, was it our first goal? AMAD made it, but Zirkzee, I don't think if Hoyland was on the pitch, that
Yes.
goal happens.
Yeah, that goal, the first goal, Zirkzee had picked the ball up like that, turned and run at Southampton like 5 or 6 times.
Yep.
And I just felt like that time, a lot of it was AMAD afterwards. But I feel like, for me, you know, when you play football as a youngster and you score a goal like that, and the guy that didn't score in the team will go, that's my goal. Almost like he took the ball by the scruff of the ball by the horns and made it happen.
Yeah. He sensed the moment and knew that what the right thing to do was, and he did it. And I feel like again, we're not making about Hoyland, but he doesn't sense what moment the game's in. He's always just backing it up on his defenders and trying to wrestle, man, and you know the whole nine. So yeah, now I'm really happy for Zirkzee, and I want to see him start, to be honest. But let's not get away from the fact that for 80 minutes, that was some atrocious football we watched, boys.
No, it certainly was. What do you put that down to, Sunshine? Because we were brilliant in and out of possession against Liverpool. It's hard to judge the Arsenal games. We went down to 10 men so early, but I thought, again, we were confident on the ball and we got it. We were able to nullify them. Tonight, we weren't even attacking. We sat behind the ball a lot, but we were getting run through like we were like we're Lily Phillips. Do you know what I mean? Run through. And what would you put that down to? Is it a quality issue, as a lot of people online are saying, or were the players just scared? How do you see this as a United fan?
I think it's a multifaceted of a few things, to be fair, Terry. If someone wanted to say it's based on quality, I would partly agree. If someone wanted to say it's on fitness levels, I'll partly agree. It all goes hand in hand. But what you're trying to find is the root of what that is. And respectfully, Southampton relegation battle, we should know by now. Any team that's in the relegation form, yes, Man United as well, if you want the banter, but anyone that's in a relegation fight that turn up to Old Trafford, they start to play ultimately like they're not in a relegation battle, like they've been mid-table approaching Europa League team. So we have to have the same mentality to come in here and in my opinion anyway, set up as if we are playing City and Liverpool. Don't give them anything. You've got to go and earn your wins even against those that are in bad form. And I think United have got complacent over the years, trying to rely on their hype and their talent alone when it comes to smaller teams, because, and I say small teams with respect, of course, but what tends to happen is you give them an opportunity, and when you give a poor dog a sniff of meat, he's going to keep going and going and going and going for that opportunity. And if he gets a taste of it, he's going to want it the whole game. And like I said, Southampton deserve to score more, but Onana, absolute class. That's another reason why I said kicking doesn't matter in football as much as you think, unless you play for Pep Guardiola's football teams. Keeping the ball out of the net gives you an opportunity to go and win games. Having strikers that can finish, that are clinical in their passing it up front, will then go and seal you the wins. That's my obvious opinion from Quayback, as you know, and it's been there, and that's been the same for Onana. But more point to your question, when you look at the chances, then we go and miss. Onana kept us in. We go and miss those chances, those clear-cut chances. It ultimately adds that pressure, and it's like, oh, we're here again. And because it's familiar territory for these United fans, and that is part of their subconscious, because it is literally something they keep repeating and keep doing, they add that pressure to themselves. Then they struggle. Amorim got it absolutely bang on with the changes, in my opinion. Yes, he made incorrect decisions in terms of who he started. I think we can all agree with certain players like Zirkzee, etc. But when he brought those teams on, we got the control again. It's almost like a reset button was smashed. And AMAD Diallo, regardless of situation, regardless of pressure, comes through and goes and gets us the win, as if like we should have won 3-1 anyway. And it's a massive overhaul that is needed. But you speak about these players, and it's no different than what it was for Ten Hag. It was no different than what it was for Jose. It's no different. There is a mentality issue, in my honest opinion, from a sporting perspective, that these players struggle to apply their talents to whatever is asked of them. And when they get into a rut or a repeated motion of struggling in games and situations and the pressure's too much, they either down tool or seem like they're down tooling because they can't hack the pressure that one comes with what's been asked of them by the manager, but then also the pressure from the fans and the expectations of the club. So you need your players like AMAD Diallo, people like Onana and Martinez, Bruno, with that mentality to be able to play through those and maintain what they're trying to do. We need an overhaul, and I'm not going to say it again for the 5th season in a row. I want clinical ballers up front, please and thanks. That is it. Get rid of Garnacho. He's not good enough. He's playing as an academy player. That's how he's playing. He has his moments of potential. I'm sick of potential hype. Oh, look at him here. I don't care about potential. I care about reality. If your potential is I will play 1 to 10 games, and within them 10 games, maybe I turn up maybe once or twice, or I have a moment, a star moment. That is not good enough for where we should be going. So I want clinical ballers. If we can get Garnacho out for 50, 60, cool. Keep it moving. Go and get me a clinical baller. Even Mbeumo, I heard Mbeumo mentioned. Incredible. Again, Mbeumo, another player, not on United, but that mentality from him. Look how he plays the game. The focus of that man, regardless of who's on the pitch, he's hungry. He's literally he reminds me of a Tevez mentality. He'll just chase every ball. He'll put the pressure on 100% when he's dribbling, 100% when he's taking his shots, passing, everything. I want that at United, because from there you'll have a foundation. And if we start bagging goals, Terry, then we'll start to see a level of confidence, and then we'll start to see performance. Then we'll start seeing that silkness come back into the team. But it's going to take seasons minimum.
Yeah, I partly, it's going to sound wild me saying this, but I think some of those players enjoy sucking. I think they pause. I think some of those players enjoy not being good. I think they like being the underdogs. I think some of them like having no pressure, having low expectations. So when they raise their level, it's seen as amazing. But as soon as it becomes, you must win because you are better and you are the ones have to put yourself under opposition.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I can't handle that because if I make a mistake, people will look at me. You know what I mean? And that is my issue with this team. Sometimes I believe they actually would, like Anthony. I actually believe he didn't want to score because why would you go into that like that?
It's almost like the ball was too good. Like it was so perfect that all you had to do was to get a little touch.
Yeah, you had to touch a little bit. And I was like, actually, no, I want to slide.
No. You know what it is. You know what it is for me. On why we play like that. I think we were talking about this before the game. KJ was saying that we need to smash someone, and I'm saying I think we need to go on a run of like 5 to 10 games, no losses, maybe 5, 6, 7 wins in a row to really rebuild some of these man's confidence, because you can feel it when something's going against them. They can almost, it's like they shrink. It's like, oh, it's happening again. You know what I mean? As opposed to if you go on a massive run like that, your confidence is sky high. You don't go. It's like when it's like Liverpool this season. Every time they concede, it's like, nah, don't worry about it. We'll score 2 eventually. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? And I feel like we need some of that in our team personally.
No.